Hey there, Fight here with a short presentation. This really is quite short, and it's called The Difference Between Horseshit and the Real World. Alrighty, let me show you then. Let's start with horseshit. Alright, so this is an example of said piece of pre-digested vegetables, I guess. Nothing against this particular piece of software, nothing against the creator, but the premise of it. The premise is that basically, oh look, all these big companies are spending millions and millions on their logos, and as a result, they are now big. So all you need to do is basically focus on getting a beautiful logo done for you, or do it yourself with this beautiful piece of software, and before you know it, you'll absolutely crush it. And of course, that is total and utter BS, or HS, horseshit. Why? Because although those companies at some point decided to have big logos, they did something much more important before that, and that was understand their target audience and give their target audience what they want. I'm talking bigger picture here, I'm truly understanding, but even when you apply it to logos, they had an understanding of what that target audience is about and what kind of logo would appeal to that target audience. And then they are in a position to go and spend money on creating a logo. So unless you have a great understanding of your target audience, I think this is probably give it a miss. So I'll give you another example of horseshit. And that is these guys here. You may or may not know them. They keep coming out with these ads. This is a screenshot of an ad on Facebook that say, hey, basically you can go out and create a product in 2 hours. That was the copy of the last pieces of ad or advertising they've put in front of me. So there's social proof. These techniques have allowed hundreds of everyday blah, blah, blah people. You can do this without knowing something and without knowing how to write a sales letter. So basically, you don't need to know anything and you can create great products. All right, and I'm going to show you shortcuts, step by step. Don't believe me, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, the big promise here, or premise, create a 6-figure business with these simple product creation strategies without prior experience. You won't experience info overload. This training will help you move forward. Blah, blah, blah. So the idea is, of course, it's super easy. Any idiot can do this. You don't need to have anything. Which of course appeals to the, horseshit eating masses. Excuse my ranty mode, but I'm really kind of getting fed up with this crap that's being peddled. Because, yes, they will have some success stories, and it's typically for those who were ready, who basically were in position to go and create a product. But it's definitely not for those who don't know how to write a sales letter, who don't know how to get traffic to these products, who don't know anything, right? That's just not going to happen. Alrighty, so now I'm going to contrast that with the real world. All right. Actually, before we do, there's another one. Now, nothing against Ryan Dice and his company. Actually, on the contrary, I think they have great products. But again, they are now appealing to the masses. Live stream now available. This event is sold out, but you can still join us live for only $700. You can join the live stream. All right. And I'm only going to pick on this particular headline. Everything has changed again. Again, it's total and utter freaking horseshit. Okay. Why? Because the one thing. There are actually 3 things that matter. One of them is understanding your target audience. And guess what? That does not change. If you do not have an understanding of what your target audience wants and why they want it and how you're going to sell it, how they make purchasing decisions, there is no point fiddling around with another Pinterest or another, whatever traffic technique or another whatever sign-up techniques or ninja follow-up technique. None of that matters. There are actually 2 more things, and I'm going to show you those in a second, all right? But fundamental to all of this is, whenever you see a headline like this, everything has changed. Well, yes, some tactics have changed, but the fundamentals do not change. The fundamental of giving people what they want, and in order to do that, you need to understand what it is they want. Unless you have that in place, nothing's going to change, all right? Nothing has changed. Yet again, every single year, people buy this crap. And this is not crap, by the way. This is perfect for someone who has a solid understanding and now wants to find new techniques for driving traffic to an offer, which is already converting. So, after this little or big rant, okay, and let me flick back to this one more time here. You can do great stuff, namely create wonderful products in no time whatsoever without knowing anything. Let me contrast that with the real world. Now we're leaving the realm of bullshit. And we're going over to my inbox, where there is an email from Michael Port. Michael Port is a real marketer actually that guy is a serious ninja. I started sort of reading up on him, and he's done some seriously cool stuff before becoming a coach, or for the published author and then coach for the coaches. So he works in the real world. He talks to real people who build real businesses. All right. Now this is the email in my inbox: build and sell a profitable course in 60 days. Right. See the difference there? I mean, he's kind of hyping it up to the maximum amount possible. And for him, hype is when you can create a course in 60 days. Contrast that with this. You can create a course, and it doesn't say 2 hours. I should have taken the screenshot of the previous video where it said in 2 hours you can create this ultimate product, right? This appeals to the horseshit crowd. This appeals to those who are serious about building serious businesses. And Michael, mustering all the hype he can, says he can do this in about 60 days, which is much more realistic than this stuff. Alrighty. Now, Rand has left the building. Let me show you the other two things, alright? The three things, I've mentioned one, and that was the last one, understand and empathize. But the other two are outsource and delegate. Now, right now, there is another big name marketer sending out this stuff. Hey, look, I grew my business to CEO level and I'm making all this great money. All I did was outsource and delegate, and all I did was hire these 5 positions. And I'm going to show you how to hire these 5 positions, right? Let me let you in on a secret. I've been there. I've done that. I've gone through the whole initially thinking I can't afford to outsource and delegate, then jumping in head first and outsourcing and delegating. And guess what? It never worked. Why? Because I didn't have the systems in place. Unless you know exactly what it is you want done, people can't mind read, all right? Women think, well, maybe it's just my wife. She thinks I can mind read, but I can't. Maybe you can, but most people can't mind read. And especially outsourcers somewhere around the world cannot mind read. You have to have systems and procedures in place. Until you have that, nothing's going to happen. Now you might think, oh God, look, reality is I don't have time to sit down and systematize things. So I'll let you in on a big secret, and that is point number 2. The big secret, and nothing has changed here. Not again this year, not next year, not the year before. Markets operate under direct response marketing, which is what we're doing. Always operates on the same principle. You basically need to go out and test and optimize. You need to put something out there, an offer, and then see how people respond. And then you compare it to a different offer, and you simply take the one that wins and now optimize that one. Alrighty? And that is the thing. Now, your job, your sole job as a CEO, whatever you want to call this, of your company is to develop that first system. Systematize that first testing and optimizing system so you can go out and take your one core offer and now refine it, optimize it to the point that people buy it. And it is all based on understanding and empathizing, right? Understanding why people buy. How do they make a purchasing decision? And once you've got this in place, then and only then can you start looking at joining or going to Ryan's conference, for example, or should you go and buy another traffic course, etc., etc. So, big difference between those who will ultimately make it and get to the real world, and that's a key thing, right? Michael Port this is real world stuff. This is proper businesses. Check out Michael, right? He's sitting on a big ass yacht. I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful. How did he get all that money? By solving real problems for real people who actually make real money with what they're doing, as opposed to Rapid Crush, who make a ton of money by hammering you with bonuses. I'm going to attend any webinar by Rapid Crush, and you will be amazed by all the bonuses and all the scarcity and all the sales psychology happening at the end. The only people who get rich with Rapid Crush is Rapid Crush, right? So this stuff is based on true hype, which is based in La La Land. Alrighty, so back to this year. The 3 things: outsource and delegate. You do that based on the one system. Focus all your energy on one system, which is testing and optimizing. And that thing is built on understanding and empathizing. Right. I'm going to be totally, I wouldn't say selfish, but this is, there's some self-interest in this. And basically, I am putting out a course on understanding and empathizing, how to truly understand your target audience, how to walk in their shoes. So then you can go out and do the rest. If you're interested, and if you're interested in actually doing this for a real business, as opposed to La La Land, I'll tell you up front, right? Understanding and empathizing is a process. It takes time. It takes energy. You actually have to go out and test some ideas. You probably have to invest a few dollars, a few $100s even, in advertising. This is not la la blah. You don't need to understand anything. Yes, you need to understand some things. You need to understand what it is you want. You need to understand how you can provide value. Those kinds of things. If you want to have some help with understanding and empathizing, getting a true understanding of what people want and how they make purchasing decisions and why they would want to give you money as opposed to someone else, then there's a sign up box somewhere, right? Somewhere below the video, above the video, whatever. Alrighty? Even if you're not interested, I hope you take the message to heart. Like, you're being pitched so much crap every single day, and your subconscious, the back of your mind, is attracted to this kind of stuff. I mean, who wouldn't be? Like, I don't need to do anything, and can I still make 6 figures? That's pretty appealing. I mean, I fall for the same tricks when it comes to whatever, fitness. I love cycling, and if someone says, hey, look, if you do this one thing, like you do what's the latest fad that's going around? Intermittent fasting. Like, you do intermittent fasting, you put your cells into this semi-starvation mode, and then all you do is hammer the hills for half an hour. I'll try it out because, hey, if it's a shortcut, why not, right? But at the end of the day, it turns out, as with pretty much anything pursuing a life, anything, it's steady and step by step and just keep going at it. That's what wins at the end of the day. Those who do that get the best results. So, if you're interested, there's a box somewhere down below. If you're not interested, please take it to heart. Save yourself a lot of time and energy. And stop looking at crap and look at, I guess, what is boring but fundamental. And I always see it this way: it may look boring on the surface, but at the end of the day, the boring stuff typically leads to lots of money. Right? That's where you make the real money, and that's what ends up in your cash or in your bank account. And when you look at your bank account, that's typically more exciting when you have lots of money in there. Alrighty, cheers, bye.